Shou's voice shook as he unrolled the cholera map. Every red mark was a death sentence the ministry could have prevented.
Enough of your fantasies, clerk. The city has survived these fevers for centuries.
The Broad Street well is killing 200 a week. We can stop it now.
Hours later, Shou walked the slums alone, the dismissals still ringing in his ears. A cart rattled past. On it lay the body of a child, no older than 7, cholera, preventable.
This is murder by negligence. I won't let it stand.
That night, Shou lit a single lamp in his cramped office and began redrawing the sewer plans.
I'll build it myself, with or without their permission.
By dawn, he had spent his last coin on clay pipes. The gamble had begun. Shou arrived at the market with a hand-drawn sewer diagram. The pipe merchant laughed.
I need 30 lengths of fired clay, diameter 1 shaku. Right now.
He paid in silver, every coin he had. By midday, a cart hauled the pipes into the slums. Skeptical laborers gathered. Shou rolled up his sleeves and grabbed a shovel.
The trench must slope 6 inches per 100 feet. Water obeys gravity. So will we.
They worked through the afternoon, mud caking their legs. Curiosity slowly replacing doubt. The last pipe was laid as dusk fell. Shou stood at the outflow, heart hammering. A bucket of water poured into the drain. A long silence, then a gurgle. The water flowed.
Tell your neighbors to use it. We'll know in a week if the deaths stop.
The residents stared. Hope was a foreign language in these streets. Shou walked away alone, into the night. 2 weeks later, the death carts stopped. In that one slum block, not a single new case of cholera.
You are telling me a disgraced clerk dug a ditch and ended the fever?
It's not magic. It's drainage. The filth was poisoning the well.
Yamada's pen flew across the page. By evening, the presses were rolling. The next morning, the headline screamed, "Miracle Clerk Saves Slum." The city buzzed. In the slums, hesitant cheers broke out. Children splashed in the clean runoff. But across the city, in a mansion of dark wood and velvet, another newspaper was crushed in a fist.
One fool with a shovel thinks he can upset the natural order.
He called for his secretary. The clerk's name needed to be added to a certain list.
They'll either make me a saint or a scapegoat. There's no middle ground now.
Shou drafted a formal petition, citing the slum results. The ministry owed him nothing, but the city owed itself a sewer.
You were fired, clerk. Your unsanctioned ditch is a nuisance, not a solution. Leave before I call guards.
They won't act until it touches their own kin. And by then, thousands will be dead.
That same afternoon, a new outbreak exploded in the Gourd district, 3 miles upriver. The death carts returned, heavier than before. Shou stood at the edge of the district, helpless. The sewer he'd built might as well have been on the moon.
One neighborhood isn't enough. I need the whole city. Or it's just a graveyard with a clean corner.
That night, Lord Kuroda gathered 3 men in his study. Their names were never spoken, only their ledgers.
This clerk is a threat to our investments. If the slums become livable, the turnover drops. Our profits vanish.
They drank in silence. By morning, an agreement was sealed. Shou was to be erased from the city's memory.
They can ignore me. They can fire me. But I am not stopping until every well in this city runs clean.
3 days later, the palace bells tolled at dawn. Princess Mika had collapsed, her body wrung dry by cholera. She lay on silken sheets, skin like cold wax, pulse thready. The court physicians stood in a useless huddle.
You tell me there's nothing more? That a princess of the empire must die like a common slum child?
A trembling servant spoke of the newspaper. The clerk who had halted cholera in the slums. The empress seized the name. A messenger was dispatched with a single command. Find the dismissed sanitation clerk before the dawn ends. They found Shou in a muddy alley, laying pipe with his own hands. The royal summons did not wait for permission.
Cholera doesn't care about bloodlines. If they'll let me, I know what to do.
He dropped his shovel and ran, the map of the city's death imprinted on his mind. Every second a life. He stumbled through the palace gate, gasping. The guards parted without a word. No one stops a man summoned to save a princess.
Take me to her, now.
Sho entered the princess's chamber and stopped. The air was thick with the smell of failed remedies.
Where does the palace draw its water? Show me the well, right now.
Minutes later, he knelt at a stone well in the palace garden, a linen cloth staining brown in the bucket.
Seal this well. Boil every drop of water. I need salt, sugar, and a clean cup before her pulse fails.
Back at her bedside, he mixed a pinch of salt and sugar into boiled water, a remedy more precious than any physician's tonic.
Small sips, Your Highness. The salt will hold the water inside you. Trust it.
For 3 days, he barely slept. On the 4th morning, the princess opened clear eyes and asked for rice porridge. The emperor summoned Sho to the throne room. For the first time, a commoner stood before the golden dais.
You have done what my entire court could not. Ask for anything. Gold, land, a title. The empire is indebted.
A blank scroll in my hand. But every gift from the throne comes with 100 knives in the dark.
Sho unrolled the imperial scroll before a crowd of engineers. No commoner had ever ordered them to dig up the city.
400 miles of pipe. Treat every well. Dig where I mark, or the cholera buries you.
Day and night, trenches split the slum streets like open wounds. The city had never seen such labor. On the 5th day, the foreman's hut was ransacked, trench plans gone, clay pipes smashed.
No thief steals sewer diagrams. Someone wants the dying to continue.
3 laborers quit after men with clubs warned them against working for a dead man. Sho inspected a deep excavation when a beam loosened from its rigging. Swung toward his head, he threw himself aside. The beam shattered pipes below. An inch from his skull, from a shadowed doorway, Lord Kuroda watched. The accident had cost silver, but not enough.
They'll try again. I need proof. Something that cannot be dismissed or destroyed.
Sho sought the only man in the city who believed light could be tamed, Kaito, a chemist with silver-stained fingers.
I need a machine that captures truth. Something the courts cannot dismiss. Can you do it?
Daguerreotype. It's dangerous mercury. Pure silver. But yes, truth fixed in silver.
For 2 nights, they ground lenses and polished plates until the camera stood, a crude box that could freeze a moment forever. At dawn, Sho carried the camera to a construction trench. The first photograph of the Empire would bear witness. Back in the darkroom, Kaito held his breath as the image bloomed on the silver plate. Mud, pipes, and then something else.
Sho in the shadow of the warehouse. 4 men meeting in secret. Are those noblemen coats?
The masters of disease. Finally, I see you, but not clearly enough to name you.
The photograph was blurry, but unmistakable. A clandestine meeting, nobles conspiring at the edge of a city of dying peasants.
We need sharper lenses. We will photograph every secret meeting until their faces hang in the light.
Kaito ground a new lens from concave crystal. The focus sharpened until every face became a file.
Sho, look. The meeting at the noble's estate. Lord Kuroda's face as clear as print.
The photograph showed Kuroda and 2 allies, seals of their houses on the scrolls between them. Undeniable. That evening, Minister Hoyoshi received a velvet bag heavy with gold. The sender needed no introduction.
The sewer project disrupts public order. For the safety of the realm, I am halting it immediately.
Riders delivered the halt order at dawn. Tools fell silent across 7 miles of trench.
You are letting thousands die for a bribe. This order comes from a hand soaked in cholera.
The officials turned their backs. Sho stood alone. The imperial scroll now worthless paper. In the darkroom, Sho laid the photograph beside the halted decree. Justice had a face, but no voice.
I have proof, but the law is a weapon they've already pointed at my throat.
The halt order birthed a harvest of corpses. Cholera returned to the silenced trenches with a vengeance. Sho gathered 7 loyal diggers. He paid them in silver, defying the halt order under a shuttered moon.
Lay the pipe quietly. If they catch us, we hang. But the cholera hangs the children if we stop.
Kaito stalked Lord Kuroda's mansion, the camera hidden in a painter's roll. One crisp shot was all he needed. He captured Kuroda laughing with his allies, a roasted duck on the table, while a servant read the death count aloud.
These monsters feast, while the Empire drowns in its own filth. Sho must see this immediately.
Sho examined the new plates. The images were unassailable. He wrapped them in oiled cloth and hid them beneath a loose floorboard.
If I die, these will speak for the dead.
The next night, a guard loyal to the nobles recognized Sho. By dawn, the hunt was on.
Work faster. Before they find us.
Minister, Hoyoshi strode into the throne room, bearing a ledger stained with fabricated numbers. Embezzlement and reckless endangerment.
The clerk diverted royal funds to dig unsanctioned trenches. The filth he unearthed has poisoned 3 more wells.
He saved my daughter. Could he truly be a thief?
The Empress watched from the silk curtain. She had seen Sho's hands, calloused, not from counting coins. She sent a silent messenger. The messenger found Sho before the guards did. He fled minutes ahead of the arrest warrant, the plates hidden under his coat. He burst into Kaito's darkroom. They've turned the Emperor. I need 20 copies of every plate, tonight.
If I am taken, the truth must still reach the Empress. Hide a set with every trusted hand in the city.
The chemistry won't fail, but you. Where will you go?
Sho vanished into the labyrinth of slums, a fugitive in the city he was saving. Only the Empress could lift the lie.
She saw through them once. I'll make sure she sees everything.
Through a chain of street urchins, Sho sent word to the Empress's most trusted handmaid. Meet me at the old bell tower.
One photograph. One truth. If her eyes see it, the Emperor's ears will follow.
The handmaid never arrived. A shadow detached from a pillar, and a knife opened her throat before she could scream. 3 more figures emerged. They had no interest in talk. Sho swung a broken pipe from the debris. One attacker's arm snapped, buying him a fleeing breath, but a blade caught his side as he fled, a hot stripe of blood blooming through his shirt. He crawled into Kaito's darkroom, leaving a trail. The chemist's face went white.
They'll kill me next. Seal every envelope. If my heart stops, those plates must reach the Empress within the hour.
They spent the night sealing envelopes, one for the Empress, one for the editor, one for the palace guard captain.
3 arrows pointed at the same target. One will fly.
Despite the wound, Sho rallied the diggers, loyal men who had buried their own children to cholera.
The sewer must be finished. Not for me, for the 2 million who depend on this water.
They worked through the nights, Sho among them, a blood-stained bandage hidden beneath his coat. Kaito distributed the sealed envelopes to a printer, a temple monk, and a courtier's brave wife.
When my heart stops, these must reach the Empress simultaneously. No single hand can hold them all.
The final ceramic pipe was laid in the Gourd district. For the first time, the sewer network was whole.
It's done. The cholera's days are numbered. Now I just need to survive long enough to see it flow. Kaito, the photographs are safer than my blood. Swear you'll deliver them.
They shared a quiet meal with the workers, rice balls and salted fish, a last moment of peace before the storm.
If I die tonight, the city will still breathe tomorrow. That's enough.
That dawn, Lord Kuroda's scribe forged a letter in Sho's hand, a plot to poison the palace well. The seal was stolen. Kuroda knelt before the Emperor, weeping crocodile tears. This traitor meant to murder the royal family, as he murdered the handmaid.
Arrest him. I want Sho in chains before sunset.
Guards cornered Sho at the sewer junction. Kaito whispered, "Run the tunnels." Sho shook his head.
Number. Running makes me a fugitive forever. Let them take me. The truth will walk out of prison even if I don't.
He raised his hands. The irons closed around his wrists with a cold finality. They threw him into a cell beneath the ministry, windowless and damp. The trial was a formality, the verdict already written.
A week, maybe 2. They'll execute me quietly, but Kaito's messengers are faster than any blade.
Lord Kuroda toasted his victory in his private salon. Tomorrow the clerk hangs, the sewers will rot, but in the dark, 3 sealed envelopes were already moving toward the palace, each carried by a ghost who owed Sho a debt. The night before his trial, Kuroda's men came with a forged transfer order. They pulled Sho from the cell, chains rattling. They dragged him to a blind alley, the stench of the sewer he'd built. No witnesses, no trial. Sho pulled a sharpened pipe shard from his sleeve, a last gift from his diggers. He lunged at the nearest throat. Blood sprayed, but 3 more blades found his body. Chest, back, stomach. He sagged against the wet wall.
Kaito, now.
From a rooftop, Kaito heard the broken whisper. He turned and ran, clutching the envelope as if it were a live thing. The assassins fled into the shadows. Sho's body lay alone, a faint smile on his lips as the sewer water trickled nearby. Kaito burst into his dark room, hands shaking. He grabbed the backup plates and prepared to vanish into the dawn. The sewer system pulsed with the city's filth. Above ground, a dead man's promise began its final journey. The first light of dawn touched the palace walls. 3 messengers, unknown to each other, converged on the Empress's wing. Kaito waited by the garden gate, his breath pale in the dawn chill. 3 wax-sealed envelopes pressed against his chest.
These contain the truth of his death. Place them in her study, where only she will read them.
The lady-in-waiting bowed without a word. The silk of her sleeve brushed the papers as she hid them. She slid them onto the Empress's writing desk, beside a slender clay pipe that Sho had once given as a token. By noon, newsboys screamed through the slums. The sewer clerk murdered. No trial. A single voice became a chorus. The Empress heard the distant bells. Her handmaid whispered the confirmation.
Why did he not come to me?
In the depths of the slum, Sho's diggers laid their shovels down. Mud-hardened hands covered their faces. Kaito vanished into the labyrinth. The city was a tinderbox, and the spark lay on a desk in the palace. The 3 envelopes sat untouched, waiting for the hour when grief would open what duty could not. 3 days after Sho's murder, the Empress's grief crystallized into fury. She broke the wax seal with trembling hands.
Lord Kuroda laughing, while my city drowned in filth. He murdered Sho to protect his greed.
She swept into the throne room, the plates and letter clutched to her chest, and hurled them at the Emperor's feet.
Your trusted counselor is a murderer. His hands are red with the blood of your people. Look at the truth.
Impossible. But the photograph, the letter. I have been a blind fool. Summon the Imperial Guard, arrest Lord Kuroda, and every name mentioned in this letter. No mercy.
Iron-shod boots thundered through Kuroda's mansion. He was found in his study, burning papers in a desperate fire.
You cannot touch me. I am a lord of the realm.
The chains closed anyway, cold against his silk sleeves. By dawn, the conspirators filled the cells beneath the ministry. The Empress wept over Sho's final letter, her tears falling on the line. Justice delayed is Cholera's victory. By imperial decree, the halt order was burned and Sho's sewer plans were unrolled once more. Construction resumed with a fury. By order of the Emperor, let every trench be dug, every pipe laid. This city shall not drown in its own filth. Masons and diggers swarmed the trenches, laying pipe by moonlight. A dead man's dream became a city's pulse. The final ceramic joint was sealed in the great central tunnel. A river of fresh water rushed through the dark. Workers embraced, their shouts echoing off the brick. 400 miles of sewer, alive. At the Gourd district well, a child drank without fear. The ministry ledger showed a single line. Cholera cases 0. Week after week, the graph plummeted. The 40,000 annual deaths became a ghost, a memory purged by clean water. The empire exhaled. 2 million citizens drank, washed, lived. It was not a victory of steel or stone. It was a victory of truth over greed. One man had stopped the dying. The sewer flowed, and with it, the legacy of Sho. The emperor declared a day of mourning. Sho's coffin, draped in the imperial crest, was carried through the slums he had saved. Mud-stained diggers walked beside silk-robed nobles. The sewer's quiet labor had made them equals in grief. Flowers rained from tenement windows. The very children Sho had kept alive threw petals onto the simple wooden casket.
He was not born to purple, but to purpose. This clerk saved more lives than all my armies.
You gave me back my child. I will give you a city that never forgets.
Your notebook. I will teach every lesson you wrote. The world will not forget how you stopped the dying.
The emperor himself helped lower the ropes. Coffin met Earth in a plot reserved for the empire's greatest. As dusk fell, 2 million candles lit the square, a sea of light for a single man. The history books would record 0 cholera deaths, but the people remembered the man who had ended the dying. Sho's heart had stopped, but the sewer's pulse had just begun. Months after the funeral, a towering bronze shape stood veiled in the square. The city waited. The empress herself pulled the cloth. The statue of Sho emerged, holding a clay pipe aloft, water flowing from its base. The plaque read simply, "To Sho, who gave us clean water, 2 million lives saved."
We have forged him in bronze so that every mouth that drinks clean water remembers his name.
This is his notebook. I place it in the Imperial Archive, beside the camera that trapped the conspirators.
The leather journal and the wooden daguerreotype box lay together under glass, a testament of ink and light.
2 million souls. Let that number be spoken by every generation to come.
The crowd roared. For the first time in its history, the empire raised a monument to a commoner. A child laid a flower at the bronze feet. The city had given the statue a heart. Beneath the square, the sewer pulsed. A monument deeper than stone, carrying Sho's promise forever. Years passed. The slums became neighborhoods with clean fountains, their laughter unshadowed by death. A child drank from a basin, water clear as glass. No fear, no fever, just thirst. A mother washed her daughter's hands in a wooden basin. The soap and water a quiet ritual. She taught the lesson Sho had given the city. Invisible death could be held back by a bar of soap. In a lecture hall, an old kaito stood before rows of young faces, a blackboard behind him.
And that is why we boil water. A clerk named Sho gave his life so you could live without fear.
The room was silent. The story of the sewer clerk had become a lesson for every generation. Outside, the river sparkled. No longer a vein of death, but a mirror for the blue sky. 2 million souls went about their day, and a bronze statue stood watch over them all. And deep below, the water still flowed, a promise kept, a legacy carved in clay and truth. Centuries later, a museum hall held Sho's daguerreotype camera, his worn notebook, and a single clay pipe. A school group gathered before the glass display, their eyes wide as a guide began to speak. In a time when cholera killed 40,000 a year, one common clerk drew a line in the mud and held it. The exhibit held the truth. A photograph of corruption, a leather journal of remedies, a blueprint of salvation. The children learned that 2 million lives were saved by a man who refused to accept the world as it was. Outside the museum, in the old square, the bronze statue of Sho stood against a bright sky. His bronze hand still held the clay pipe. The plaque had aged, but the number remained. 2 million saved. A fresh flower lay at the statue's feet. A simple white bloom, placed by someone who still remembered. The sewer system still ran, now buried deep beneath a modern city, but its story surfaced in every drop. And in the light, Sho walked away, a clerk, a dreamer, a savior. Not a hero, because he lived, but because he never gave up.